looking at this letter and thinking about the last video I just made about an hour ago or so, and this is interesting, by the way. Again, it brings in Leo Wanda, by the way. And it's talking about this disbursement, all these monies these different people have, and how it's supposed to go to the United States. And it got me thinking about this a little bit. I started really thinking hard about what I was talking about in the other video. Again, here I go, I forgot. Before we get into it, let me just remind everybody that we do have a Facebook group that is the same name as the YouTube channel, Pimpy's Investment Chat. I encourage everybody to go there. There is a ton of information that is shared in the group. A lot of the information that you people are paying for in Patreon groups is actually shared within this group for free. There's stuff in here about the Iraqi dinar, the Vietnam dong, cryptocurrencies, you name it, gold, silver, it's all in here. I will leave a link, okay, for you to follow, and so you can go into the group for free, okay? Anyways, I got to thinking about something, and I said something in the last video that's bothering me. There is approximately 51 trillion dinars out there that's been issued by the bank. And I'm thinking, why the hell do they need $51 trillion? I don't get it. Less than 5% of it is in country, and less than 9% of the people in Iraq actually have bank accounts. So why do they keep producing more and more Iraqi dinar? I don't understand this. And then I thought about this. In my last video, I said something about a poor man's reserve dollar. Could this be true? Let's think about this for just a second. So 51 trillion dinars so far, okay? You come over here, remember in one of my videos I showed you, look what the entire world's GDP is, okay? I mean, if you add it all up, it's just slightly over $51 trillion. This means the amount of Iraqi dinar that has been issued is almost equivalent to the entire world's GDP. So really my brain's clicking. I'm thinking, that's interesting. That is very interesting. Also, I want to bring these up to your attention. Look at the Federal Reserve. It's a private company. I showed you this before. Did a fact exchange 7.5 trillion IQDs for 5 billion US dollars. So the Federal Reserve Bank took in 7.5 trillion dinars in exchange for $5 billion. And that $5 billion was put into the US Treasury by Iraq. And from the interest, they're making about $100 million per year. But I wanted to also bring this up again because, again, this is just proof that the Federal Reserve has IQD. I know this has been brought many times, but it's not just our Federal Reserve. The central banks around the world all have it. And there's a reason, I think, for that. And I think I found out why. I came back over here and I thought about this too. I showed you this before. For a period of years, Iraq was spending anywhere from $1 billion to $1.5 billion every month in their oil reserves to buy the Iraqi dinar that was on the open market. They were removing it out of the hands of speculators and out of the public. It's interesting that they would take it out of the hands of the public while storing it in central banks everywhere. I did a video where I showed you there was 36 countries that did a currency swap, and Iraq was part of this. Okay? I also talked about this, that the federal or the IMF was telling the central banks they have to create their own stable coin, their own cryptocurrencies. And for those of you who don't know what a stable coin is, it is a price-stable cryptocurrency whose market price is pegged to another stable asset. And I think I know what it might be. I did videos where I was talking about there's a large movement of both gold and silver. All countries are storing up on it left and right. So there's no doubt that there's definitely some kind of global currency reset happening. We also know that they're moving into a gold-backed or acid-backed currency. So here's what I've been thinking that might be happening, and I'm thinking I know what they're going to do with the IQD. Think about this. So they're talking about developing a stable coin each central bank will have. This will allow them to quickly transfer monies back and forth to each other within seconds. Not like the SWIFT account where each bank has to store X amount of dollars, storing it and holding it costs a lot of money, and it takes a long time to move these currencies around. The same with gold. Gold's heavy. It's kind of hard to ship around. So I don't think the actual physical currency and the gold and silver are the route that they're going. They're going to use cryptocurrencies to do business in. And they have both, as I mentioned before, a centralized cryptocurrency and a decentralized cryptocurrency. And here's where I think Iraq plays a part in this. They obviously need to create a gold-backed currency. I think what's going to happen is they're going to use the gold and silver and other assets to back up both the IQD and the cryptocurrencies. The IQD will be set at a fixed rate between countries. And this is the physical currency that they will use amongst each other to do business of one type or another. The cryptocurrencies are another version or another way in which they're going to be able to do business, okay? So one of them is much faster. The other one is your physical fiat currency. They're not going to be able to get away 100% from using fiat currencies. I still think each country has to deal with their own fiat currency along with some form of a cryptocurrency that's going to be backed by gold and silver. But I think the dinar is going to be, like we talked about, a poor man's reserve dollar. They seem to be trying to take it out of the hands of the public, and they're producing a mass amount of it, to where most people are going, it doesn't have any value. It has value if they tell you it has value, or it has value if each country agrees on its value. So what they did back in the olden days, whenever they set the gold-backed standard came in, all countries agreed on the price of gold, and that's how it was backed. So back then, gold was worth $20 an ounce. So technically, you could go in with $1 and buy 1/20th of an ounce of gold and just exchange it. Okay, so don't be surprised if you don't see how they're going to get rid of all the debt around the world is using the combination of these three. First, they set the gold and silver price high. Some were ridiculous, like $100,000 an ounce, silver at like $10,000 an ounce, something that high. This gives them an excuse now. It does. It gives them the liquidity needed to turn around and get a poor man's federal reserve dollar, or let's just say a reserve dollar, the IQD. So if each country is holding tons of gold, and instead of it being worth $1,500 an ounce, it all of a sudden becomes worth $100,000. Guess what? You now have the liquidity necessary to set a rate at, I'm just making this up, but let's just say it's $3.20. And each country agrees that this is the price of gold, that is the price of silver, and the exchange rate for the fiat currency, which is the IQD. Now, yes, I understand there's a lot of it out there in the hands of speculators, but we all know as soon as they throw a dog a bone, all of us are going to be fighting for that bad boy. I said it before and I'll say it again. They'll come out with about a rate of $1.13 or $1.34. You will run over your cat to get to the bank. Just exchange that. And guess what happens then? Now they have the currency out of the hand of most of the public, all right? We saw that the Iraq government came out and made an announcement that the 50,000 and 25,000 IQDs were going to be used for the sole purpose of doing business bank to bank. It's not to be used in the public. So a lot of us are holding that. So what does that mean? The 50 and the 25 being used. That seems to feed more into what I'm talking about. All right, so they can't get away 100% for fiat currencies, and so they're going to use the IQD to do business within one another, but they're also going to use cryptocurrencies because it's much faster. The gold and silver is going to support the stable coins created by each central bank. It's also going to be able to support the value of the IQD. That's what's going to happen. I think that's what's going to happen. Tell you what, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you're not subscribing, and leave a comment and let me know what you think about this idea, because it doesn't make no sense for Iraq to keep producing such large amounts of IQD when they don't need it. Less than 5% of it is in country. Less than 9% of the Iraqi people have bank accounts. What the hell are they using this money for? For no other reason than each central bank is going to use it as a form of a poor man's reserve dollar. All right, and it's going to be supported by gold and silver and the new values of gold and silver are going to come out. Don't be surprised. I remember when people used to tell me that it was going to be 100,000 or 10,000. I thought that people were crazy, but now it makes sense. There's so much debt out there. It's a great way to pull the wool over people's eyes. Just turn around and change the value of gold and silver. Slap a cryptocurrency on that bad boy. People will buy them with their own money. So you're exchanging once again, your money. You're going to be dealing once again with a type of monetary system that has no real value except for what they tell you that it is. All right. But in this case, they're going to be the dinar and I believe the stable coins for each country are going to be supported and have the liquidity available by gold and silver. This is the move they're going to make. Okay. Let me know what you think.